Killer Llamas, what's up, man? How you doing? Thought we'd do a bit of a change format and I just hang out and talk to you guys instead of trying to cut up cardboard because I don't want to cut up cardboard for 5 hours right now. Hey, beautiful. What are we getting into today, guys? Which, of course, this also defeats the purpose of the sock game. Oh, damn, son. Yeah, no, I've rolled the piss out of my ankle before, but I haven't fully sprained it. No, thank you. No, thank you. Like, I literally could not work if that happened. See, does that make it less harsh? Yeah, that's it. For 10 bucks, I'll take my hat off. Fook, what's up? How you doing, man? I just figured I'd hang out and shoot the shit with you guys instead of cut up cardboard for like 5 hours. So I figured, fuck it, let's do this. Oh, dude, I don't doubt it. Bro, like I know how bad the rolled ankle was. Like I stepped on a pallet wrong and I rolled. No, I fell off a pallet and I landed weird. I landed on top of the thing that like I fell off of a pallet and I landed on the thing that fell off it with me and rolled my ankle over on the way to the floor. And I was like, well, I don't really want to report this for stepping off a pallet. That's a bad idea. So I wound up just working for the next 3 weeks on that rolled ankle, and it hurt so much the whole time. Hey, Woodinator, what's up? How you doing, man? We do a change of pace today. Figured we do a bit of a change of pace. Yeah. So what you guys getting into today besides hanging out here? Like I thought about doing a live stream, making more beads. I don't want to right now. I don't feel like standing in front of the lathe. But I did get some new glow powder. Jedi Burrito. I don't know what brand the microwave is. That's a good question. Oh man, no one's come in here like that before either. So congratulations on that. Oh shit. All right, hang on. Delete the email. Okay, that should be better. I turned on the Wi-Fi. No, like the microwave came with the house. I have literally no idea what brand it is. B7, what's up? How you doing? Black, what's up? How you doing? 55 minutes ago sounded like it was a good time. Hey, Woodinator, I appreciate the kind words. Yeah, like I figured screw it, change of pace today. Because like I've been wanting to do this, but Nick Hoy, Red. Just a guest, what's up? How you doing? Hang on. Cass is 38. What's up? My eyesight sucks. I've been having the hardest time reading anything. Everything is so blurry. Merrick Satcha, what's up? How you doing? The Real Mango YouTube, what's up? How you doing? How's it going today? Alexander DeLarge, we're not doing that here. Jared, I'll let you guess. I'll let you guess. Hey, Joanne. BD11, what's up? How you doing? Sophie, what's up? You don't have to ask. I try to say hey to everybody. Carry on, what's up? How's it going? Rodney, what's up? We got Grease in the house. But yeah, so I've got more glow powder. I got some new glow powder that's way more opaque than the old stuff was. The only kick in the nuts there is it's only one color. Thankfully, it's white until you hit it with the light. The real mango, I appreciate that. I wish I could paint. I wish I could paint. Unknown Live, what's up? How you doing? Ben Farr, what's up? Puff, what's up? How you doing? But Sophie, I appreciate that. So what we're gonna do with that is I'm doing more of the alien eggs, which if you guys haven't seen that, you will at some point when I do another live stream in the garage at the lathe. So Ben, I appreciate the sub, I really do. But Super Mush, what's up? How you doing? But the crappy glow powder that's not opaque and doesn't glow very bright, I'm trying to modify the white stuff with it, the white glow powder. And so I've got like a bright green. Callum, what's up? How you doing? I've got bright green sitting in the pot right now, and I'm hoping that that has the opacity and the brightness that I'm looking for. Because like those alien eggs with that green on them, oh, forget about it. Forget about it. My favorite gold product right now is Crypto Bright. What I used is I bought some Crypto Bright, and La Boo Boo Girl, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, I appreciate the kind words, Mango. But yeah, I bought some Crypto Bright. Josh Schroeder, what's up? How you doing? And the Crypto Bright powder is really opaque and really really bright glow. Like I hit one of the blanks I made with a black light and lit up half of my bedroom with it before we turn the lights on. Like it is so bright. So hopefully, while I'm in the shop making a mess, I can also get some cardboard slayer beads made, which I know a lot of guys have been asking for. And the 100 some odd beads that I had, but no, the beads that I had, that 100 some odd beads that I took in the Blade Show with me, Wilderness Bushcraft, he was selling them on Whatnot, and he decided to try to wholesale them. So he's talking to somebody right now about Sophie. I appreciate you dropping by. P, what's up? How you doing? Um, Knives are life. What's up? How you doing? But we may get that entire batch of beads sold off. That 100 some odd beads that I took in the Blade Show with me for 10 to 12 bucks a pop, which means that could be get my car fixed money. James, what's up? How you doing? Yeah. Fook. I appreciate you swinging by though if you're taking off. But no, every time I see a face reveal, I'm like, you don't look like what I think you look like. Look different now. Look different. I have done the face reveal before, and I did do a live stream facing the camera when I was at Blade Show briefly. Yang, what's up? How you doing? Rob, I appreciate that. I hope you're having a good day yourself. Speaking of chat, Juan Ledesma, what's up? How you doing? No, I'd like to know Mr. Beast, just one of his videos, and I could like take care of my house. Yeah, I've been told I look just like that guy. I have been told I look just like that guy. Oh shit, Julia Robertson, we got Kentucky in the house. Hell yeah, how you doing today? Right now I've got apple, strawberry cream and banana cream mixed together in here. I mix my own stuff, so the flavor is not named. But apple, strawberry, banana cream. Which turns out it's not bad, but I've been going on this for like 5 days now, something like that. Actually, no, more like 9 or 10 days, so I'm starting to not taste it anymore. Aiden, what's up? How you doing? Ooh, yeah. Um, if I had a good pina colada concentrate, I would try that. I may look and see if I do have something. I might. I don't know. I got like a couple of hundred different concentrates sitting over there. Sitting over there on the table. But no, mom had red hair and my uncle had red hair, and I believe my grandfather had red hair. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's check Aiden's messages. Oh, nice, hey Woodnator. Curtis Keith, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, it's like I've been checking my messages pretty consistently. No, okay. No, Curtis Keith, I am not on the dabs, dude. I do not want to destroy my entire fucking life, man. I will tell you right now, from my stoner days back in the late 1990s, I cannot handle shit like that. So the picture's in the back. All right, we got the aqua poster that my oldest child made for art class. We've got a painting of a skull and a rib cage that my oldest child made, and we got a painting of me that my oldest child made. My buddy John Beaker made the wanted playing card right there, and that's everything that's on camera. Hey, we got the UK in the house. Megamind. I can kind of see that, but my head ain't that big. But if you want to see my hair thinning out, there you go. Good morning, Neilio. What's up? Terrion, what's up? You decide whether or not you smoke one. RC Joe, what's up? How you doing, man? Hang on, I'm gonna try to read the name here. B Shady 22. I think I got it right. Sorry, I'm having to try to read names. I don't need anything besides nicotine, dude. You have no idea like how badly I Yeah, the hat says Bigfoot expert. I'm assuming it's mirrored. Yeah, it's mirrored for y'all. Um I went to the Bigfoot museum that's kind of near where I live. There is a Bigfoot museum, and I thought about wearing this hat into the museum and realized that was a gauntlet I did not want to throw down. Ooh, yeah, blueberry lemon's always good. Blueberry lemon's always good. Yeah, I'm also a tooth gib expert. The tooth gib is like reverse Bigfoot. He's hairless and he lives in areas that are in focus. The shirt, that is a technical diagram of the Technodrome. If you know what that is, we can be friends. Yeah, Victor, no thank you. No, no thank you. I don't feel like destroying my life today. Yeah, mangoes are all right, man. Mangoes are all right. Thank you for that, Fook. Thank you for that, sir. So yeah, like, as a matter of fact, let me go grab one of the blanks for the new glow powder. I'll be right back. Y'all got to see that. Corky McCorkle, what's up? How you doing? Be right back. All right. Let's see if I turn this off. Mango, I already shouted you out, dude. Calm down. But you might be able to see. Like we got a. Good looking out. Yes, it is. But you might be able to see, like, we do have some glow, and been far. I don't really have a favorite, man. You get my age, you don't have a favorite anything anymore. But this thing is glowing, and I can see the glow in a room with this many lights on. Terry, and what knives do I have? Shit, brother, I am I am probably at about 300, between 350 and 400 different knives now. Yeah, you can see that kind of glowing right here. But like I am up over 350, 400 knives. Like it is ridiculous. Hell, the pile in the graveyard right next to me has gotten kind of big. But yeah, the machine that I have those in, if you've never seen one before, is a Retron 3. That Retron 3 will run Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Sega Genesis games. A snake ice knife. No, I didn't. Wait a minute. I do have a snake eye. I do have a snake eye. Where is it? Bear with me, guys. No, that's not it. Ah! Aha! Favorite knife manufacturer right now? Oh God. It's probably still going to be Cold Steel, but I've got this Snake Eye Tactical that Metal Complex discovered recently. He got one of these in his TSA confiscated lot. So I bought this for Valentine's Day week. Was that this year? I think that was this year. Yeah, because I was at my current store. Oh, favorite knife streamer. Yes, I know Victorinox. I've only got one Victorinox knife that was a gift from Fook Doozle. Bees Blades is probably my favorite knife streamer. Either that or like KO Knives. He streams pretty regular. He is a friend of the channel. He has helped me immensely. He did pretty much all of the legwork in getting a knife that I designed rendered in 3D so that it could be sent to Gin Knives to be produced. Let's see if I cut this off. Oh, that's a lot better. That's a lot better. But yeah, I'm familiar with Victorinox. As a matter of fact, my uncle, he was a huge Victorinox fan, and having a Victorinox in my hands, the red scales, that color red on those scales brings back so many memories. Like it's kind of hard to do. I get a little choked up just because we lost him very suddenly, and it still messes me up. But yeah, that red. That's why I like being in Georgia. Because like I was able, like I can carry this thing and be just fine as long as I don't commit a crime with it. This is totally fine to carry. Yeah, I think KO Knives just kind of stays up all night and streams. I think KO just kind of stays up and streams and sleeps during the day is the big thing with him. But yeah, like KO is a friend of the channel. If I'm not watching, like, if I'm gonna watch a live stream besides dropping in and hanging out with KO because I consider him a friend, Bees Blades is the one to go to. Metal Complex, his streams are they're not fun. Like you can sit there and wait for him to do his giveaway, but it's him just ranting about spaghetti wizards and crap and not really talking to the audience unless they drop a super chat. And I get it. All right, watching the chat go by is like watching that is so bright. But it's like watching the credits of a movie get fast forwarded. Like I get that. I'm not mad at him about that. But it's not a lot of fun. Um, it's not a lot of fun whenever I forgot how bright that was. It's not fun trying to chat in there. Like nobody can read anything. It's just going by so fast. Yeah, I mean Metal Complex. So when you're doing YouTube and you're doing something like Knife Tube and you're doing YouTube focused on knives, it gets really, really hard to watch other knife content while you're doing your own content. So Metal Complex, who all am I subscribed to? Like Metal Complex, who's the other big guy? Neves, Metal Complex and Neves are of course like the biggest dogs in the game basically. I'll watch their channel. No, you're supposed to give me $1,000. That's how that works. Caden Bunning, what's up? How you doing, man? No, you're supposed to give me $1,000. I'm the one streaming. But no, bees. Like those are probably the three that I recognize the most. Um, but like if they have a knife that looks interesting, I'll watch it at least to get an idea what the knife is. But even then, it's really hard to sit through it and sit through the whole video. I've done so many of my own videos. Like back when I first started the channel, I'd sit there and watch my own videos again and again and again and again. And now it's just kind of fire and forget. I'll run it a couple of times and like I'll tell you right now, what I do is I'll think about most of what I want to cover. I'll sit down, everything comes off the top of my head as it comes to as it comes to me. It just like top of my head, out the mouth, straight up. And then if I don't like the take, I'll scrub it and I'll start over again and try to do a little better. Normally I'll get it on the first take and then it's uploaded and I forget about it. Now, if I miss an important detail or something like that, I may come back and correct it. I've uploaded the wrong video at least once. I appreciate that, hey Woodinator, but I have uploaded the wrong video once. And I've had stuff where I've gotten some information wrong. It's like the next video I do on that particular knife because each knife will get 3 videos in a live stream. And if I get something wrong, I'll correct it on the next video. Bodie Bunning, you don't have to ask for a shout out, man. I say hey to everybody. I say hey to everybody when I can. But yeah, like I'll try to go back and correct it on the next video. If I really get something wrong, like if I really bork it bad, I'll take that video down and just redo the whole video and forget about it. I don't want to throw bad information out there. And, there are some where like I was really pumped about a knife and I really enjoyed it until I got to the end of the run with it. And it's like, I feel bad dropping videos that I was pumped about this knife. And then it turns out it was, kind of hot garbage. The QSP Penguin's one of those that I'm still like, Brando, what's up? How you doing? But, the QSP Penguin, that's one where like I feel so so bad about that because it's like, oh, nice, hey Woodinator. Yeah, I need to step up what I'm doing a little bit. I need to at least get some good background music in there. That's one thing I'm missing is dank pods. Dank pods is kind of one of my examples for hands over a table talking to the camera. I'm not as good as he is, but I also haven't been doing this as long as he is. I need to really sit down and write out more what I'm talking about. No, so I got an original version of the Penguin in D2, and that wound up being a pile of shit. So I sent it back to Amazon, and I got another of the same Penguin in D2 from Blade HQ. That one wound up being a pile of shit too. That's where I was saying I feel real bad about the Penguin because I know it's supposed to be a really good knife, but I got some absolute garbage D2. Woo Hans, what's up? I've done face reveals before, but I just getting it from Amazon with a bad heat treatment. It's like, okay, maybe I got a counterfeit. That one was obviously used, and they sent me a return. Um, yeah, it's okay, dude. Like we went through the backlog of knives that I have. I've got over 30 knives waiting to be carried that I haven't done a review on yet. But I was gonna say, yeah, like the Amazon one was obviously used. It was obviously a return. And then yeah, it's just, there's little tweaks I can do without putting too. It's like right now I don't have a lot of spare time. Trying to do this and have a full-time job, they don't get along too well. It kind of curbs how much work you can do. It really puts a damper on how much time you can spend on each video, especially if you're trying to do 3 or 4 a week. Nah. But yeah. So I sent the bad penguin back to Amazon, and I ordered it from Blade HQ. It was like, okay, I'm definitely not getting a counterfeit here. Not getting a counterfeit here, so I should be good to go. And that D2 on it, there was no heat treatment. There was no heat treatment. There was no nothing. Like I snapped the blade and I couldn't see anything too egregious with the grain structure in the steel. Just a bad heat treatment. And like after getting two in a row with bad heat treatments like that, I was like, all right, I'm giving up on this for right now. Oh wow. Okay, so like we finally got a herder masturbation when I wasn't sharpening a knife, you guys. Like, fuck yeah. That was overdue. Yeah, that's part of why my content is just get in there, rip the video, upload it, and get on with life. It's just I don't have the time to sit there and spend like 12, 13, 14 hours editing a video. Um, yeah, like the multi-tool that I'm using the most is a uh who makes it? It's not Roxxon. I think it's Rocktall. I think it's a rock. Yeah, it's a Rocktall. Corey Jennings, what's up? How you doing? Welcome. But it's a Rocktall multi-tool, and it's pretty much a copy of a nicer Leatherman. But it's kind of a copy of a Leatherman, but it's so good that it's kind of hard to not carry. Dan Stan EDC, what's up? How you doing, man? Oh wow, yeah, that's a good deal on the SOG. Like for $20, it's kind of hard to argue with. But yeah, like I was carrying my my Schrade Tough tool just for nostalgia. Oh no, hey Woodinator, not at all. I'm doing what I know how to do with the amount of time that I have to spend with it, and it's working. It's working well enough. K41, what's up? How you doing? But yeah, that Schrade, using that Schrade like a butterfly knife loosened the action up so much that I've got to get like some T10 drivers or something like that and get it tightened back down and maybe Loctite it. but not that worried about it. K41, I'm doing good, man. Doing a live stream, hanging out with you guys. We seem to be having a pretty good time so far. I kind of figured that I hadn't tried this format before just because I wasn't sure what I was going to talk to the camera about for a long time, but here we are and it seems to be going good so far. So this is a test run to see whether or not this format works, because there's going to be days where I don't want to sit there and cut up cardboard for 5 hours or stand in front of the lathe. So opening up a new avenue is not a bad idea. Yeah, the only Leatherman that I have is the curl, and the curl is really nice, but it didn't come with a sheath. No, so I use where is it? Uh Hops #9 gun oil. That was one that came up whenever I looked up or one of the Facebook groups that I was in. It might have been a Budget Blades group. That was the most common answer for an easily accessible pivot lube. Yeah, well, I mean, this has been interesting so far. Like, as long as there's some back and forth, and I got something to talk to you guys about. Um, so the handles aren't greasy because I'm not covering my handles in the pivot lube. The pivot lube is going on the bearings, and then I wipe off the excess. JFX 5432, what's up? How you doing, man? But yeah, so like yeah, steel wool should be able to knock rust off without doing too much damage to your finish. That being said, anything you do is going to have some effect on your finish, although it may be minimal. Yeah, I probably need to drive by Walmart, but I don't feel like it. I definitely did not feel like getting in the car and going anywhere today. Um, like I got to get a haircut. I really need to try to haul some of this cardboard off to the recycling place. Like those boxes that we put the shredded cardboard in. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 or 13 of those boxes stacked up. So I don't have a problem with rust. Lucas J Font, what's up? How you doing? Um, I don't have a problem with rust. What I did use to protect the Rex 121 from rusting up, because I heard it was bad about corroding, was the Mad Yako's Mad Wax, and it's got a wax coating on it, which is food safe. So if I decide to use it for something, then I've got that covered. But I don't have a problem with rust, so no issues there whatsoever. I know a lot of guys complain about D2 corroding, but if you guys remember about this time last year, um, I don't look that much like John Leguizamo, but yeah, like we lost AC and we were without AC for like a month, and it got so humid in the house that like some of my work shoes and stuff started picking up some mildew. Nothing rusted except for some bare steel, like some bare steel on a shitty Strider clone from Timu that I didn't know was a clone when I got it for the Timu Geddon series. That picked up a little bit of rust, and that was the only thing that happened. And let me tell you right now, in this part of the country, it gets as humid as the underside of Satan's ballsack. It was so humid in the house. We had windows open, we had fans everywhere. Ah, Benz, at least you came in with something we hadn't heard before. Nice try, boo boo. At least it's something we haven't heard before. But yeah, so like I haven't had an issue with rust, and a lot of the stuff that I do buy is like a stainless of some variety, but even the D2, like the D2 sat here and just baked for a month, and But yeah, like it baked for a month, and this house is humid as shit. Um, if I had an iridium, RC Joe, if I had an iridium, that wouldn't be a bad idea. That really wouldn't. That being said, like right now, I'm really watching what I spend. Um, that's one thing is after Blade Show, the income for the channel dropped off a cliff. It just, you we were clearing about $250 a month, give or take, which and please don't take this as me being ungrateful for what I do have now. Please don't take it as a lack of gratitude. Just kind of sharing with you some of the, peek under the skirt stuff. But now it's taken like 2 months to hit the $100 threshold for YouTube to pay out for the channel income for the month. So I'm not even sure what steel the iridium is, but that means I have to be a lot more careful with what I'm throwing money at. Like I do have the huge backlog. Like I'm set for at least the next 30 weeks of content. But I'm set for the next 30 weeks of content, but I can't go spending like crazy because I still have to buy things like the test clips for the sharpness tester, which I'm about to have to buy some more now, and that's like $50 for 200 of them. I think it's like $54 with shipping, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 56. I got that coming up soon. And I'm trying to save up for, Blade Show next year. And at the rate we're going, I won't be able to go in and do it like I did it this year. But if next year is like this year was, there's going to be a distinct shortage of stuff in the $30 to $40 price range, unlike last year's. Oh yeah. No, like I was talking to my kid about our Armageddon plans. Like if we get nukes launched, especially with us being in the vicinity of the CDC, I told my oldest one, "Is like, look, grab a lawn chair, let's meet up and let's sit there and watch." Like, I ain't trying to live through that shit and deal with the fallout. Fuck that. Mostly what I use to sharpen the knives is the Work Sharp Precision Adjust Professional. I've got the Professional and the Elite, and I'll use those because I can get up to a really high polish and get a nice fine edge. I've got a few sharpening stones. I'm still learning how to get the most out of the freehand sharpening that I can. I'm still struggling to put good numbers up with the stones that, like Aiden, if he's still in here, the sharp ball that he sent. I'm still struggling to get good edges about that. Um, it's but yeah, like I'm struggling to get good edges off of the stone that Aiden sent. The $7 block from Harbor Freight, I've gotten some good edges off of that in the past. And then I've got the Kin Onion belt grinder. But for a poll, I'd like to have more freedom to buy what people want to see rather than here, pick from these three that I was already going to do anyways. The best one for people in the chat's probably going to be the Work Sharp Precision Adjust Elite. All right, there's a very low skill ceiling to it. You can learn how to use it really fast, and there are tutorials online. It took me 2 tries before I started getting good edges, and it's like $120 to get the elite with all 6 of the stones and the strop and everything else. Um, that's the best bet for guys in the chat. If you know how to freehand sharpen, you've already got your stones. You're already covered. If you don't have any sharpening gear and you haven't sharpened much before, that's the way to go. There's nothing that competes with it at a lower price point. Like nothing out there competes with it. Yeah, I just have to figure out what kind of pole to put up there. Like I said, like it's again like it, and maybe later when the channel's better established and I have more going on for me, the channel income picks up and things are better there. Then yeah, I can do a poll. Which one do you guys want to see? Ed, what's up? How you doing, man? Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I've got the four-sided block from Harbor Freight. I just don't know where it went. It's over here somewhere. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's talking about this guy right here. You can get a pretty good edge off it. With a good strop, you can get a pretty good edge off it. But yeah, yeah, I was telling the guys, Ed, I got some better glow in the dark pigment. All right, Neilio, we'll see you later, man. Appreciate you dropping by. But I got some better glow in the dark pigment, so the next time I do a live stream in the garage making beads, we are going to be doing some alien eggs that should have a much more opaque, very bright green glow powder in them, which should work out really nicely. Because this glow powder, the only color I can get it in is it's white like this, and then it turns green whenever it's got some glow to it. Yeah, no. There was one point I was scrolling through and someone had those write the name down live streams. You know, I'll write your name on me somewhere for X amount of dollars. And my real life name spelled correctly was across this chick's forehead. And I had to stop and be like, what the specific fuck is this? But yeah, so we should have some stuff coming out of those lanyard beads. And my buddy Wilderness Bushcraft is talking to somebody about buying them wholesale and putting them up. So whoever's buying them should have them up for sale. All right, Fook, we'll see you later, man. But so if we can get those unloaded and get them to somebody that's gonna be putting them up online for sale and selling them at shows, then I might have a direction to steer people who want to buy them. But I don't want to be stuck trying to sell them individually myself. Oh, there ain't a cross on my name. But Brando, you out of here? All right, Brando, we'll see you later, man. Appreciate you. As always, appreciate you. But yeah, let's see if we can get some of this green to show up. Because like right now I'm in a fully lit room and we still got some glow coming off of this thing. Your face is a disciple of God. Go, got him. Elite Sheep, what's up? How you doing? The nicotine is tasting like apple, strawberry, and bananas and cream. It is quite good. That being said, I've been on this one for like 9 days, so it's time to move on to a different flavor. So I've got vanilla bean ice cream and cinnamon Danish swirl mixed up. But yeah, so like I'm hoping that the wholesaler will buy like all 100 some odd beads that I sent off with Wilderness Bushcraft. If he's gonna buy them all, then that will be get my car fixed money. Because the wife's car is still not in action. Yeah, and I need to practice a lot on my freehand sharpening. That being said, like you guys that are here for the regular live streams, yeah, dude, we're doing a test run on a new format, looking to see how this goes. This is also kind of a push to get up over the hump to 6K subscribers, but I don't know if we're going to get it doing this. But yeah, like if he takes all those, because Tom Lloyd, what's up? How you doing? Jacob Humphreys, what's going on? How you doing, man? But like, oh yeah, you guys that have seen the regular live streams when we're doing our cardboard slayer, like I've got to have it at 17 degrees per side. I've got to have that bevel. Hey Woodinator, yeah, again, we can do a co-stream. I have no problem with that because I know Jacob, I'm doing good, man. We're trying out a new format here, seeing how it goes. Trying to make that push to make it over 6K subscribers. I know I was at like 5965 the last time I checked, somewhere in that window. But Yeah. And like one of the things that I was debating doing today was like trying to focus on talking about mental health and men's mental health specifically. And then I was like, I don't know how I would keep that going without everybody else being interested in it too. That's kind of a tough one to break off of unless you've already got it lined up and everybody knows what's going to happen when they come in. Because oh, I dropped it. A lot of people either don't want to spend time on that subject or it can get real dark real fast. Yeah, and I figured the face reveal would be a bit of a shock to a lot of people's systems because there's a lot of people that don't know I've already done a face reveal. Well, yeah, and like, me trying to talk about women's mental health is like me trying to tell someone what to do with their fucking uterus. Like, um, that's not my place. I have no experience there. There's not much I can say about that outside of taking care of your mental health is important. Like, women will be facing a completely different set of issues than I will. And there's a lot of it, I don't know about it. I don't know enough to be offering advice outside of if you need help, get it. And I damn well know that's not my place, and it's okay. Yeah, and I mean, like we're still in a culture where asking for help is seen as yeah, taking care of yourself physically is definitely part of it, which I definitely do not do. Yeah, and it's like, like we are in a like we do have a societal expectation that we're supposed to suffer in silence and kind of I'll do this alone because I'm a man. It's like no, no, that's a game of children. That's a game of children. Yeah, and it's like I said, women's mental health. I don't have much to offer there. Um, but and again, women face problems that I don't. Like 1 in 3 women is going to be sexually assaulted by a relative or a friend of the family over the course of their lives growing up. Guess what? I don't know shit about how to deal with that. I don't know shit about how to help with it. It happens, but there's not much I can do to offer help for that outside of go seek therapy. Like go make your life better. Don't live with that. Don't let that define your entire damn life. But kind of societally speaking, for the longest time, this is damn near as long as I've been alive. It's been men are supposed to suffer alone. Men are not supposed to. Yeah. But the expectation is that men are supposed to shoulder the burden alone, not ask for help. Sorry, clearing out room to put my feet up. But men aren't supposed to ask for help. Men aren't supposed to need help. We're supposed to do it all by ourselves. And realistically, one, that's a good way to self-destruct. Two, not knowing when and how to ask for help is the game of children. A real man, a grown ass man, knows when it's time to say, "Hey, I can't do this by myself. I need help." There's no middle ground there. There's no room for excuses. It's just if you're a grown man, if you're lucky, somebody taught you to know when it's time to say, "Hey, I need help." That's just like I had to learn the hard way. When I was going through active addiction, I tried to get clean by myself with no outside help whatsoever. Um, That did not work out. I might have managed a few months at a time, tops. And finally, like, I hit rock bottom hard enough. It's like, okay, I'm going to go ask for help. I'm going to go to people that know more than I do and ask for help. And that's what it took. Some people are cut out. So some people are cut out where they're in a place where they can do it, at least what they feel like is alone and unassisted. But a lot of the guys that do that have, and from what I've seen, a lot of guys that do that have, Alex Kerber, what's up? How you doing? Adventure 50, what's up? How you doing? No, it's okay, Adventure 50. No, it's just we kind of got on the mental health kick, and a lot of the people I've seen, especially with addiction, a lot of the people that I've seen kick addiction, either one, they kicked it a long time ago when the kind of drugs that they were doing were nowhere near as potent and addictive as the ones that are being sold now. Especially the good old chuckle brush. Um, Even back when I was doing my thing, Tom Lloyd, what's up? How you doing? Even back when I was doing my thing in the late 90s and early 2000s, it was nowhere near as potent as it is now. From what I understand and what I've read, all the focus is on THC content in the stuff that's being grown now, and there's no CBD in there. The THC provides the euphoric feeling, but it also provides the paranoia and anxiety. The CBD component is supposed to dial that back and make it relaxing. That wasn't a thing. So that wasn't a thing back when I was doing my thing. Guys that quit alone, guys that quit smoking without help, and guys that just straight up went cold turkey. You don't hear about that today very often. You hear about guys' grandpas. Well, my grandpa quit cold turkey. Yeah, they weren't putting a shitload of additives in there to make it even more addictive than it already was. Your grandpa had an advantage over us. And a lot of the guys that, recently have quit unassisted or quit by themselves usually have some kind of support network that they're not aware of. They got their family, they're close with their family, they got like, they have people around them. Yeah, like, it's not that there's no CBD, it's just they push the THC so far that the CBD component is dropped down to as little as is possible in the plant. I said, this is just secondhand knowledge. This is what I've read about, just because, it's still an interesting subject, and I'm still, yeah, well, I mean, men's mental health isn't ignored like it was. Josh, what's up? How you doing? There's a lot more people. There's a lot more people talking about it. There's a lot more people like me that are willing to talk about it openly. All right, Punisher, we'll see you in a bit, man. No worries. But there's a lot more people like me that are willing to talk about it openly and talk about their experiences openly. More of that's happening, and of course, you get the pushback from the guys that are, "I'm an alpha. I don't talk about stuff like that." Which those guys are their own separate beast. And I feel like they're spreading information that is either going to get someone killed or it is guaranteed to make their life infinitely worse, and they're going to blame everybody else for the fact that their life sucks. That's just me, though. That's just like I worked with a guy perpetually single. Um, and he kept talking about Tinder dates going south. Yeah, no worries, hey Woodenator. Like, none of this can come back and hurt me, so there's no reason to not be open about it. Um, but and it's again, he would talk about bad Tinder dates and all that, and he would not do the bare minimum to accommodate a date. And yeah, ignoring it doesn't fix it. Trust me, there's plenty of problems I'm ignoring in my own life right now, and they ain't getting fixed. But yeah, like I said, I mean, if there's stuff you're willing to talk about here, by all means, have at it. This is definitely a safe place to do it. But you know, he wouldn't do the first thing to accommodate a date or make her feel like she was on a date, and then he comes back complaining, "I'm not simping for these women." Like, well, you're a fucking idiot. Yeah, the age verification thing is definitely going to be an interesting beast. Um, but like, I'm not affected by it, so unless everything burns down to the ground and the landscape is now an absolute apocalypse, I'm not moving to another platform. If I have to move to another platform, it's probably going to be pushing on here to migrate over to that platform. And then I'll have to put basically twice as much work in as I am, which I don't have twice as much energy to do that with. But no, like I said, it's, you know, as a grown man, and one of your jobs is to know when to ask for help. You know, it's like I didn't feel good about calling to ask for help with the radiator on the truck. I know I probably could have gotten it replaced. Um, you know, I probably could have replaced it myself, but I also guarantee you that I probably couldn't have done it in one sitting and had the truck running again in time to make it to work the next day. Like, most likely not. Didn't feel good about asking for help with the car, but I also know I needed somebody there that knew a lot more than I do if one of the bolts snapped trying to get the exhaust manifold removed. It looked like it would have been a clean install, but um, oh yeah, that's like a workplace saying we're all family. It's like, yeah, probably not. I don't talk to you guys outside of work ever. But no, he's got no idea what simping is. You know, like, I'm sorry, are you donating thousands of dollars to a streamer that will might mention your name? That might be a little bit of simping, but you know, treating someone decently, taking them on the date, and treating them like you're on a date, that's not simping. That's just being smart about what you're doing. Like, and you know you might be in trouble. Um, you know you might be in trouble at work when you start seeing flyers for mental health resources, or you start seeing WIC flyers. Like that's when you know shit's getting weird. Like there was a restaurant I went to. It was terrible. It was a terrible restaurant, but it was wings. It was Philly cheesesteaks, and I believe sushi in the same restaurant. And they had a big old stack of flyers for the WIC program. It's like, what the hell did I walk into? Because like, I am definitely one, when I see random shit like that, I gotta jump on it. Um, you know, I'll see random shit. Like, we were driving around looking for somewhere to eat, and I saw this place, sushi, wings, and Philly cheesesteaks. Like, guys, we gotta go in there. There's no way we can't go in there. And it was exactly what we expected. KO, yeah, we're doing a more personal stream, man. We're test running this to see how it goes. I didn't want to sit here cutting up cardboard for the next 5 hours, and I'm waiting on resin to cure. I got some fresh glow powder in that is way more opaque and glows way more brightly than what I was working with is. So these blanks need to finish curing. The resin's still soft on them, and I've got some alien eggs in the pot right now with a way brighter green than we've been getting. So hopefully those come out good. Okay, did you take everyone to the pawn shop? Yeah, thankfully the stream is small enough right now. Um, the stream is small enough right now that we can really get into some stuff. Which the stream may stay small, but like I'd love to see 6K subscribers by the end of the stream, but I don't think we're gonna hit it with the number of concurrents that we have right now. I think I was at 5965 last time I checked. Let's see. No, I don't make anything besides beads with it now. Oh, nice, KO. Let's see, where are we at? We're at 5973 on the sub, so we got 27 left till we hit 6K. We got 27 left to hit 6K. But no, we just do beads with this stuff. And, you know, like I was telling KO, Wilderness Bushcraft is talking to someone about buying my beads up wholesale because he's got that whole bag of like 100 and something. So the whole thing may go for like around $10 a pop, maybe a little bit more on the beads. I mean, you could put them up in your butt if you so desired, Aiden. I'm not one to try to stop you. What do you do? Yank them out like you're pull starting a chainsaw? Yeah, no company's your friend. No company out there is your friend. Most companies will throw you under the bus in the name of making a dollar, and it's just the way it is. Yeah, I was debating the virtues of going out somewhere with the wife today, but it's like we need money to get the car running, and that seems like a little bit frivolous. And we also need to pay bills. We're both passionate about not starving to death. Jasmine, what's up? How you doing? Boys Prank 14, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, we're trying out a new format here. We're trying this out and seeing how it goes. Because I kind of wanted to do a live stream and I wanted to see if this works. Like if hanging out on camera and talking to you guys, seeing if that works. Now, my favorite is guys that act like Tesla is their best friend. It's like, no, Tesla's not your friend. Elon Musk is not your friend. You know, and I've had some people that I was friends with go complete outrageous zealots, and my God, the things they said. Josh, what's up? I mean, you can trust me that I'm putting socks on. I can show you that socks are on, but I don't want to stick my bare foot over the entire damn camera. But yeah, just to give you an idea, like here we are right now. Let's see. It's like I'm getting a real bright glow off of this. And we are in a fully lit room. Like this glow powder that I'm using is the shit. Only problem is it's way more expensive. It's way more expensive than the powder I was using. So for 4 of these blanks, the powder costs $7. For a blank for 4 of the alien eggs, that's another $7. So I've got alien eggs that should have way better glow in them coming up soon. And that's one thing I miss about being able to do streams at night. Yeah, no, like, well, and the thing is, the powder that I was using. Oh, nice, boys. What'd you get? But the powder that I was using for the fridge magnets that I make, plenty good. It does great for those. But they are thicker. They are thicker, so there's more depth. So I'm not sure where you can buy them yet. Like I said, my buddy Wilderness Bushcraft is working on getting a wholesaler lined up so that I can sell batches to him. If he's putting them up on a website, once he's bought them from me, then I can share that website and let y'all go pick them up there. I promise you, one of the reasons I don't try to sell them myself is I I've got stuff that I've been sitting on since Blade Show in June that I was supposed to do a giveaway on that I still haven't done yet. And part of that is the headache of getting it boxed up and getting it to the post office. So combine that level of procrastination with actively selling stuff that I'm supposed to, Young Knives, I guess, had the top knot. However, that did get turned into a mohawk a couple of times. That mohawk wound up being this damn tall. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, the 440C, if it's heat treated well, will take care of you. It will take care of you. It's not a popular steel, but it'll take an edge and hold an edge if the heat treatment on it's good. Are you talking about those, Aiden? All that up there? Yeah, so like if someone pays me for something and then it takes me 3 months to get it to the post office, that's a real problem. Like that is a real problem. That's part of why like I went through Wilderness Bushcraft to get stuff sold on Whatnot. He needed to make a few bucks to cover his costs. I needed a few bucks, so it worked out really well. Um, Landonus Rex, what's going on? How you doing? Um, but I haven't played with the Ozark Trail knives enough to get a really good feel for them. So I don't have opinions formed yet. But for this next week at work, whenever I go back in, we're carrying the Valor, and we're gonna see how that does. Um, nice, boys. Yeah, I will say the Valor. Uh, this guy right here, I wound up putting Loctite on the pivot because it kept getting loose on me. So yeah, Josh, Savivi's a good company. They make good stuff. Hard to argue with. But yeah, the action is not as loose as I like on this now. But I had to Loctite the threads on it. It was just it was getting loose. I kept tightening it and kept tightening it and it kept getting loose and kept getting loose. It's like, do they sell the iridium at Walmart? Um, I these are definitely not going to fit the Sonder. Yeah, these are definitely not going to fit the Sonder. Yeah, Luigi Mangione, what's up? I am so happy that fuck, I forget the date. Screw it. Yeah, Cold Steel's using a lot of OS 10A. I am streaming from mobile. I my desktop is not set up for streaming. My laptop just has a shitty webcam on it with like the worst. Ashley, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, we're trying a new format out. But what was I saying? Um, Yeah, like, did you check to see if cardboard was jamming up the action on your knife? But yeah, like Cold Steel is using a lot of OS 10A. Um, and like the price on the Mayhem was kind of steep. I'm glad I got it on Blade Bench for like 170 bucks, but that was still a bit of a swing to take for me. That was still a bit of a that was a bit of a big swing. I appreciate that, Ashley. Yeah, like no, so right here along the bottom of the screen, like from fingertip down, the chat is scrolling by. Yeah, like yeah, I'm reading it on the phone that I'm streaming from. Like if I was reading on the second phone, I'd be doing this the whole time. But no, like I see the limited edition Mayhems. I'm like, I want it, but I ain't got that kind of money. You know, as I was telling the guys earlier, the channel's income has just gone straight down the toilet since Blade Show. So now I got to be really careful about what I do and don't get. Um, My prostate, it burns us. Yeah, the Smeagol used to be a little bit better. Like it used to be a little bit better than it is now, but my voice is just not cooperating. But yeah, it's like, you know, the test clips here. I've got to get a. I've got to get more of those. Yeah, it's again. I saw it. I saw the blacked out version. I was like, I want it so bad, but I've already got one. I've already got a Mayhem. I got other things to buy. If I was collecting for my own wants and needs, I could justify it. But I've already got a Mayhem. I've already carried it. I haven't done Cardboard Slayer with it. I don't know if I will or not. That is a collection piece. I appreciate that, K41. Believe it or not, the Aqua poster, my oldest child made that for an art class project. The painting up here, the skull and the rib cage, is a painting my oldest one did. Um, that right there is a painting of me that my oldest one did. And then my buddy John Kuenbeeker made the ace card with the wanted on it. And then I got donut stickers on the wall. But yeah, it's like yeah, the Mayhem's not a cheap knife by any stretch of the imagination. Um, for me personally, it was worth it just because I love shit like that. I appreciate it. Let's like so that TV right now is hooked up to an NES Mini, the Retron 3, the Nintendo 64, the Sega Saturn, the Dreamcast, the PS2, the TurboGrafx 16, the Xbox One, and the Wii. Because yeah, wasn't the regular Mayhem like 250? Well, over here to my right, we've got a Nintendo, like an original NES, a Super NES, a Sega Genesis. There's 3 of the bootleg NES minis from Amazon with all the hacked ROMs on it. There is the arcade 1-up Street Fighter Champion Edition cabinet right there. I got a Virtual Boy back here. I got a gray brick Game Boy right here. Upstairs, there's 2 PS3s, 2 PS4s. There's the PS5. There's 2 Switches. There's 2 Oculus Quest 2s. What else is there? I know I'm forgetting something. I'm forgetting something. I've got way too much stuff. Yeah, so I got mine. I got mine for 170. I don't have an Atari Lynx. RH, what's up? No, I don't have an Atari Lynx. I wish I did. There's some stuff that I do want. Like I used to have a Sega Game Gear, but the screen went to shit. The screen just gave up. I did have a Vectrex, which was really cool. Um, I did have I did have a couple of Ataris, but with my TVs, so I sold those for blacksmithing stuff. Um, I had a Game Boy Advance and a bunch of games for that, but I traded that for blacksmithing stuff. I have got a Sega Genesis. Um, I don't play Black Ops 6. Um, Call of Duty, they Call of Duty sucked me in with World War II on the PS4, and then I haven't picked it up since that game ended. But I've got a Sega Genesis right there, and the Wii, and I got a Wii U, but the Wii will play GameCube games and take a GameCube controller. Dodge, what's up? I'll do it for $10. Boy, his favorite knife is hard to call, but if I could only carry one knife for the next 6 months, really, I've got the Devo Growler right here. Heatseek VR, what's up? How you doing? John's Life, what's up? How you doing? TB, what's up? How's it going? I do not have a DS. I don't know enough about hacking stuff like that, and I do know that it's kind of hard to get pirated ROMs safely now. But I don't know enough about hacking my systems. Yeah, I also just don't want to learn, really. All right, Landonius Rex, we'll see you later, man. Appreciate you dropping by. TB, I hope you push so hard you bust a blood vessel in your eye, my dude. You shit hard. Yeah, if I could only carry one for the next 6 months, that's what I'm reaching for right there. Oh, nice, K41. Nice. Okay, because like I know I tried to pick up some ROMs for one of my little emulation devices. Oh yeah, I bet. Like I know you're not gonna get Xbox controllers to work on PS4, man. I think they may make some aftermarket controllers that are set up like that. Pretty sure they do. I pretty much guarantee you somebody makes a controller. Ashley, thank you for the $5. Hell yeah. Woohoo! Hell yeah. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. I really do. You can pick a figure out if you want. We have got the favorite blade shape is definitely the drop point. Yeah, you can pick out the robot, the Grim Reaper, the Knight, the Frankenstein, the Mummy, the Scuba Guy, or the Ninja. But yeah, give me a good basic drop point. I'm happy. You know, give me about a 3-inch long drop point with a flat grind on it. I'm good to go. Give me a flipper tab or a thumb hole. I'm good. Axis lock, a little bit better. Like I said, this thing ticks all the boxes off. I've carried this thing. I've absolutely loved it. I've carried the prototype, loved that. Put this through Cardboard Slayer. It did phenomenal. Ergonomics were fantastic. I mean, this is a phenomenal design. So Bigfoot is brown and he lives in out of focus areas. The Yeti is white and he lives in areas where cameras don't exist. All right, we got the ninja picked out. Thank you for the super chat. But no, that knife was the Devo Growler. That knife was the Devo Growler. We got some 154 cm on this bad boy. Yeah, Bigfoot is blurry. That's one thing to note. Bigfoot is blurry and he lives in out of focus areas. That's why those pictures look the way they do. They're legit pictures, but he just lives in areas that are out of focus. Yeah, we did the Ninja. But one thing that I would like is I'd like to pick up a Raspberry Pi with a Bluetooth option for the controller so I can use my 8-bit do controller and have that slam full of ROMs. That being said, there's a lot of DIY work I don't have the time and energy for. You know, holding down a full-time job and doing this is already about as much as I can do, and then making lanyard beads is going to be even more energy that I don't have. So my plate's already really full. That's just like trying to learn how to mod a Wii or something like that. Like I don't have the time and energy for it. You know, when I'm not doing this, I'm not, you know, I'm not live streaming, I'm not making videos, I'm not in the garage making beads. I'm either at work or I'm asleep. Yeah, like I said, it's just I work in retail, man. That's all there is to it. I work in retail. But the growler is discontinued. When I bought that growler at Blade Show, Kevin said that was the last one. Like hands down, the last one. There's no more. I paid $100 for it. But here's the thing: Bigfoot or something analogous to Bigfoot could exist because you look at what some animals that are already very solitary and intelligent are, like the snow leopard and shit like that, where it took eons of people looking for it. Um, like eons of people looking for one to find it, and then you give it even chimpanzee level intelligence, you ain't finding that motherfucker. Like, you know, like if say something with heightened senses, um, something with like heightened senses and a really keen sense of smell and a feel for when something ain't right, that is as intelligent as a chimpanzee, doesn't want to be found, you ain't gonna find it. Like, no, especially the kind of areas where you're going into and there's like thousands of acres that are unpopulated that people are trying to thread through and find that needle in a haystack. Oh hell no. Not saying that Bigfoot is real. Um, you know, like I'm not trying to say that Bigfoot is real, whether Bigfoot is real or not. Um, but something with that level of intelligence that doesn't want to be found in that big of an area. Yeah, the Raspberry Pi is definitely, again, a lot of this stuff's real straightforward. However, it's again like I don't want to spend the time on that. I just, I don't. You know, it's not even going to try to cop an excuse. I don't want to spend the time on it, and I don't have the energy. And oh god, there's a Bigfoot museum near where I live, and I almost wore this hat into the museum. I was like, you know what? That's a gauntlet I don't want to drop. I'm gonna put the NASA hat on. Fuck it. All right, boys. We'll see you later, man. Hawkhead, I say hey to everybody. Damn, yeah, I am glad I don't have to deal with Skull. Skull fucking sucked for me. Wait a minute, you aren't real? No, see, I got the feeling what would happen is I would yell, hey, look, it's Bigfoot. And then he'd yell, hey, look, it's Tiny Wiener. And then I'd be real quiet for the rest of the day. Is what would happen. Hey, look, it's Bigfoot. Hey, look, it's Tiny Wiener. Fuck you. Oh my God, it's Bigfoot. Oh my God, it's Skinny Penis. God, yeah, just thinking about having a thermoscope sitting out there in the woods, like especially deep in the mountains. No, thank you. No, thank you. There was a point in my life where I would have been all about that, but that point in my life is long gone. I will say, and I'm not the one that originated this train of thought. Like someone else did a whole bit about this, but they were very, very right. Um, but the guys on Bigfoot hunters that are using mating calls to lure Bigfoot, the guys that are using mating calls, like what's their end game? All right, what do they do when like a 9 foot tall Sam Squanch comes stomping out of the woods with an erection and reasonable expectations? Like, what's the game plan at that point? Like, I know they're just guessing at what the mating call sounds like, but what happens if they're right? He died doing what he loved, being assaulted by Sam Squanch. Yeah. Hey, Bigfoot comes stomping out of the woods with a fucking gigantic red rocket going, ooh, she shaved. Cobra Kai, what's up? How you doing? Okay, so Cobra Kai, we're talking about the guys that try to lure Bigfoot with mating calls and what happens if they're right. Like, what's the game plan there? What are they going to do? Yeah, them babies are them babies gonna end up in a freak show. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, it blows my mind. It's like I promise you, I have no game plan if that happens. I have no game plan if that happens. I have no desire to find out what the end game is. No, that's it. We're selling Bigfoot splooge now, but you have to totally believe us because we don't have a Bigfoot with us. You don't want to know how we got it, but safe to say his arm's tired. All right, Jacob, have a good one, man. We'll see you later. Chastity belt's not a bad idea in that case. Although, tell one guy in the group we're not wearing those. We don't need them. Just tell one guy in the group, no, we're not doing chastity belts. We don't need them. Just need one. Yeah, I can't even imagine how. And just no, like that is a bad way to go. Maverick, I just use whatever knife is on hand for cutting cheese. Although normally when I cut the cheese, I don't warn anybody first. No, I mean that's the thing is Bigfoot could be real. Like there's a chance that Bigfoot or something directly analogous to Bigfoot is real. It's again, you wouldn't really need much more than the intelligence of a chimpanzee. They're really intelligent animals, and a desire to not be found. That's all you need. And you know we ain't finding them unless someone gets real damn lucky. And at this point, this late in the game, um, nobody would believe you if you found him. Like nobody would believe you. Like that would be the best thing. All right, if Bigfoot walked up behind you and just looked at you and said, "No one's ever going to believe you," and then walked off, like, what the fuck are you going to do? Yeah, that's always a good one. It smells like popcorn in here. No, I don't really have any paranormal stories. Well, no, it's Bigfoot is blurry. Bigfoot is blurry. He just lives in areas that are out of focus. Real simple. Ooh, scented candle. There we are. Yeah, like the paranormal to me, like when I was a kid, I loved reading about paranormal stuff. Like I read about paranormal stuff nonstop. And I kept hoping to have some kind of paranormal experience, just something to go off of. But here's the thing, if paranormal experiences were a thing, I don't know if y'all can hear that vibrating or not. But if paranormal experiences were a real thing, then they'd be way more common than but paranormal experiences would be really common given the like there are more people alive right now and total of every person in history that has died before us, if I understand correctly. But still, there's enough. There is enough. Like there are enough people that have died where we'd be having fairly common paranormal experiences, and we'd be at the point now where like the paranormal experiences be happening with people dressed in modern clothes. All right, those are the like you'd be hearing about that constantly, not somebody dressed in Victorian clothes that died in the 1800s. You know, there'd be a lot of paranormal experiences of people wearing modern clothes. You know, you'd be speaking to you'd be staring at a ghost walking through in jean coats with a corn t-shirt. Like nobody has that. Uh, I haven't mixed up the vanilla bean ice cream and the cinnamon Danish swirl in so long now that it is so good to so good to have it again. God, that stuff is so good. Yeah, it's like, there are books and books and books on paranormal stuff, and like back when I was a kid reading those things, they were always ghosts of somebody dressed like it's the Victorian era 1800s. Damn, hey Woodinator. Again, hey Woodinator, you never email me, dude. Like, email me. Let's try to figure out going live together, especially if we can do this before I have to go back to work. All right? Like, let's see if we can figure that out. But yeah, like every single book, or it was like some kid that passed away in like the 1850s or something like that, and it's like, okay, like I know the European version there are ghosts from all over history, but it's mostly medieval ghosts that they're focused on. Um, it's mostly medieval ghosts that they're focused on, and then like no, no, we should be seeing a ghost by now. We should be seeing some ghosts that died holding fidget spinners. Like if the paranormal was a real thing, like if paranormal events were real, they'd be very, very, very common. Like it would just be a part of daily life. A ghost to walk through your living room, you're like, hey, what's up, bro? You want some cereal? David Sims, what's up? How you doing, man? Yeah, Aqua. A little bit of a guilty pleasure, but my oldest kid made that poster for an art class. My oldest kid made that poster for an art class, and they were going to throw it out, but I was like, no, I'm keeping it. Yeah, everything is mirrored, and I'm not sure how to unmirror it. I'm not sure how to unmirror anything. Oh yeah, yeah. There'd be ghosts of guys falling from buildings just nonstop. Yeah, I don't know why my kid was gonna just toss that poster, and I was like, no, no, I'm keeping it, and you're gonna sign it. Yeah, it's just like I got a picture of myself painted right there. Yeah, I think that's. I don't know exactly what they did, but I think it was basically a print. Yeah, I think they did a print. I'm not sure. Like, I know they told me when it happened, but it's been so many years now that I don't remember. But my kids inherited my taste in music, and like my oldest one has picked up my taste for electronic music and finding the weird shit. My youngest one has picked up a little bit more of the metal in the collection. But Aqua was just a guilty pleasure from when I was a lot younger. Well, no, no, back in the 1800s, like it was totally common to like prop a dead guy up and take a family picture with him like he was still alive. So like there were dead people in family photos. Like they used to do that. And I believe in some parts of the world they still do that today. Oh yeah. Like the majority of my collection like the majority of my playlist is metal and like really fucking rowdy electronic. Um, like a lot of really like Anger Fist, Grid Killer, Karen, Prodigy, a lot of that stuff. And then there's like some there's a bunch of hard style. There's some jump style in there, which was a weird phase of electronic. I love it so much. Um, stuff like that. Tons of Slipknot, Slaughter to Prevail, Slayer, Pantera, Maiden. A lot of stuff from the '90s, and then the really weird stuff I can find that I like is a rare treat. Ashley, thank you again for that. Would you like to pick another figure out? We still have the Mummy, Scuba Guy, Grim Reaper, Robot, Knight, and Frankenstein to pick from. Oh yeah, Pantera was stuck in my head all damn day. Yeah, and like when my kids were a lot smaller, they were into a lot of the brain rot ass shit, and then they grew out of it. Like a lot of the stuff they listened to was like absolute brain rot shit. It's like, we're fixing that. No, they were a bit too old for that. It's kind of hard to describe. They they don't seem to have inherited their mom's taste in music. No, my kids are adults. My kids are adults. Ian, that'll cost you about $1,000. Ashley, I appreciate the kind words. Hopefully your day at work goes well enough. Yeah, if you want the good rap, you kind of got to go just a little bit underground. Yeah, no, I'm 45. My kids are adults. Yeah, I think I owe amends to 1-800 Music now. A buddy of mine got a credit card number generator, and he ordered me like 4 or 5 CDs a couple of times because the first time they never showed up. The second time they did. Yeah, I've heard stories about Dollar General. I've heard stories. I've seen stories on Reddit. Speaking of which, I do love me some Tool. A Perfect Circle. I haven't really clicked with a Perfect Circle. Okay, so one thing I've got is I've got some glow in the dark glitter coming in that is going to go in some resin to see what that looks like as a blank. Really looking to see how that turns out. That's either going to be real interesting or real boring. Take your pick. And then I got little glow in the dark stars to also float in resin to see how that turns out. Yeah, I'd believe fentanyl and Dollar General. I would believe that. So how many of you guys that have watched all the other live streams are kind of freaking out about the face reveal still? Ugh. So we got a lot of guys in here that have been watching the live streams for a little over a year now and haven't seen my face before. Florida Bigfoot, what's up? How you doing? Believe it or not, I'm an expert. Yeah, that's every time I see a face reveal, it's like, bro, you don't look like what I think you look like. Start looking different now. Start looking different right now. Yeah, I almost didn't want Tim to throw that out there, but I was like, fuck it, we'll have an Easter egg hiding out there. And no one looks like how they want to. You kidding me? Nobody looks like how they want to. At all. It's more of I look like how I'm used to. Ori, what's up? How you doing? Welcome. Oh, fair enough. It's like I know I'd be thoroughly surprised. Hori, I'm doing good, man. I got bored, so I'm doing a live stream, hanging out with you guys. I'm doing good. I'm doing quite good. Just figured I'd hang out with you guys for a while because didn't have much else going on today. Yeah, kill llamas. I got you. No, we trust me. I'd love to be a little bit on the swole side, little bit more facially intact. You know. No, we got to wait to see the fallout on YouTube demanding IDs. That's just like adult entertainment sites demanding. So these three pieces are my oldest kid right here: the aqua poster, the skull, and the painting of me. And a buddy of mine named John did the wanted poster. But yeah, the adult websites demanding a scan of your ID, that's also questionable at best. That information's getting sold right away. Yeah, I remember. I don't have a raccoon skin hat, but I have always wanted one. That is a Russian Ushanska hat right there in the picture. Yeah, I mean, if YouTube starts doing the age verification thing, they are going to lose so much traffic. So damn much traffic. It won't even be funny. Oh, Big Chung, if you're going to come in with the racist dumb fuckery, please come in with something we haven't heard before. Oh God, Roblox. Like, I've never used Roblox, but man. Hang on, I gotta read the name. Kartoffel Nacho, what's up? How you doing? We're gonna call you Nacho for short. But yeah, like Roblox going out of their way to not protect children is a bad look. Like, I get that a lot of their market is 38-year-old men being someone's Roblox girlfriend, but still. Who dat? What's up? How you doing? All right, Josh, we'll see you later, man. Appreciate you dropping by. But yeah, like Roblox is definitely fucking up right now. Jua, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, well, I mean, it's like predators are going to do whatever it takes, but like actively stopping people trying to protect kids is not a good look. Yeah, like the donuts are just random stickers I found at Dollar Tree one time. Loudy. But yeah, like I found a sheet of those donut stickers. There's a Spider-Man picture in the corner that came from a loot crate right back there. No, and like the alt like is, you guys that have been here regularly know, like we'll have nights where we get some 9-year-old squeaker coming in. Do you play Roblox? It's like, bro, I'm not a child predator. I am a grown ass man. I do not play Roblox. And that's what Roblox is known for. And that's like, I'm sorry, if my platform is that widely known for child predators, I'm doing something about it. Like I'm doing something about that because that can't stand. Like, no. Oh man, that is so good. That is so good. I have not made myself a batch of that in several months now. It is so good. How long do you give it before JD Delay has an interview with Schlepp? How long do you give that? Like I'm sure there's going to be a Schlepp interview at some point here. Like, don't get me wrong, he's doing the Lord's work. He is doing the Lord's work, but how long do we give it before there's an interview? Sorry, my train of thought just went out the door. Day, what's up? How you doing? Oh yeah, JD Delay is great. You know, he has some he's had a few takes that I didn't really agree with. I'm not sure I'm on board with him. Just I don't know how on board I am with him when he's just like basically verbally abusing random people just for looking weird. But nobody's perfect. Yeah, so I got the feeling Ryan's world is heavily exploited. Oh hey, it's been a minute since we had a don't vape dork. Oh Christ, we gotta do something. Yeah, we got to find something to do, guys. It's Renish. What's up? How you doing? We got Nepal in the house. I don't know. I grew up on Star Trek: The Next Generation. I will always have love for that show. When it was on Netflix, I would marathon that and have it going nonstop when I was at home from work until from the start till the end. All the movies, everything. Like I will watch the shit out of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Like the rest of them after that, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just the pacing was too slow or what, but I couldn't do it. Yeah, I can't keep sitting still doing nothing, so we're going to the garage, you guys. Let's go to the garagey. Let's go to the garagey. All right.
Garage door.
Yeah, I'm actually not a huge fan of it going garage door every time I open it, but what do you do? But you know what? We're going to shave this down a bit shorter. Bear with me, guys. I can quit dropping stuff. Garage door. I don't feel like bothering with figuring out turning it off, I'll be honest. All right. Well, that's part of our home's alarm system, which is why it's doing that every time it gets opened. Is it's part of the home's alarm. All right, come on. So yeah, like if you're sitting there by yourself at 3 a.m. and you hear a garage door, that means someone's coming up in the house. Okay, I think we're about ready to go on this one. Yeah, someone breaks into the house and I'm here. They're catching the wrath of El Kabong. Garage door. garage door. Yeah, at some point I need to invest in an AR-15 or an AK or something like that, but that's when I got a lot more money to blow. Hopefully that's not crazy loud. Oh, this one's going to be gorgeous, you guys. This one's going to be gorgeous. Minty, Minty, what's up? How you doing? Welcome. I've thought about making stuff like screwdrivers and all that, and I may get around to that one day. But for right now, I'm happy making beads. this one's gonna be a banger. This one's gonna be a banger. Chef Rocky, what's going on? How you doing, man? What you getting into today, Rocky? Oh, nice. Yeah, I've been off all week. I took some time off from work to just kind of exist. Which my time off from work is coming to a close way too fast. Way, way too fast. Brass rod of judgment. Trying to get some better light on it, but see if this is ready to go yet. Reel and Rifle Adventure. What's up? How you doing? Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, this resin really ain't ready to go yet, but we're gonna try it. So this stuff's gonna need probably another 24 hours to finish curing out and actually get firm. I'm just kind of curious to see what we can do with it. Thankfully, I cast a butt ton of it thinking maybe it'd be bright enough. That's okay, K41. I get it. There's not a whole lot going on that I have any reaction to right now. I appreciate the sub. We'll be doing more streams. Trust me on that. Mason King, what's up? Tegan, what's up? How you doing? We are making some beads. We are making some lanyard beads. Right now we're playing with some glow-in-the-dark resin. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. Doing a live stream, hanging out with you guys. I'm doing good. Here we go again. Let's see. She do be glowing. Yeah, that's a bummer. Like, I still have no idea what the hell's wrong with the wife's car. But I also haven't really taken any drastic steps to deal with it yet. But if the wholesale on the beads happens, that might be enough money to have the car dealt with by a professional. Oh, we've hit the point where I've just kind of given up on an immediate solution. Just hoping the money comes in to have a professional come deal with it. Well, I hope whoever I get has seen this before and knows how to deal with it, because I don't have a ton of money that I can shell out for it by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, those were about as disappointing as it gets. They were all right, but they could have been a lot better. Yeah, they could have done a lot better on those orange creamsicles. Not gonna lie. I'll probably cut the live stream once I finish this one off. It looks like everything's died down quite a bit. And I'm gonna go take me a nap. Why? Because I can. I'll try to be productive and hopefully it goes well. Yeah, this resin needs another 24 hours or so to cure out. All right, guys, this is where we're going to wrap the stream up. Y'all have a good one and keep an eye out for the next one. I'm signing out.